It's a football Friday night here in the South Carolina Low Country, week 3. And as we dubbed it, statement week. Some teams have been making a statement across the Low Country. Some teams, well, they have not. And we are here to get you in on all the action going on across the area and beyond. And we will start with Justin Jarrett, who is at Barnville in Hampton County. And this one, maybe not as close as we had thought. It has been mostly Bluffton. The Bobcats have taken command of this high stakes showdown here between two of the top low-cost squads. And this heavyweight fight has been mostly scored in favor of Bluffton so far.
Yeah, it really has been. They've been the more physical team in the trenches. Hampton's had a tough time covering all those wideouts. Amari Patterson, a couple of touchdown receptions, one for Carnell Warren after a scramble by Aiden McCarthy. Hampton's had their chances, and they've only gone to the passing game a couple of times. They've made some big plays there, but they just missed what would have been a touchdown right before halftime. Would have made it 17-14, and they had the ball coming out. So that kind of took some of the wind out of the sails, and then Bluffton able to put another one on the board and now has the ball back just on their side of midfield. Getting pretty chippy out here. Definitely Hampton fans getting frustrated, one-time frustrated. They want to see them throw the ball more. The coaches on the fence over here want to see them throw the ball more. But Bluffton looking good so far. Aiden McCarthy's been very sharp.
That's what I've been seeing. The offense has been leading the way. McCarthy with a long touchdown pass to Amari Patterson, which was a big pull in this ball game, and then continued excellence through the air and picking up some points on the ground. But Aiden McCarthy rises to the challenge against the quality opponent.
Sorry, a little noisy over here, but yeah, I would say that Bluffton's defense has really risen to the occasion as well. They've been excellent. They forced a turnover just a little bit ago. They really haven't allowed much in the run game, and we'll see if Hampton's got the ball back now, just got it back on a punt. We'll see if they can maybe go to the air here and put points on the board and make this possession
here. Big time possession for Hampton County, but it's been all Bluffton so far. They have a 24-7 lead over Hampton County as we get you caught up on all the other scores across the Low Country. Goose Creek has just taken the lead 27-20 over Beaufort in the fourth quarter. One possession deep over there. Colleton County, a nice performance so far. They are up big 18-2 against Stall as we play the end of the third quarter, the last couple minutes before we head to the fourth over there. Hilton Head up big as we expected, 52-12 last we checked at the half at the Nest. So it has been a fun senior day for the Seahawks. Unfortunately, a tough night, it appears, for the Hardeeville Hurricanes. But they have been able to put a couple scores together. So some good signs there for the Canes battling against the Seahawks on the road. Over at Brooklyn,
Canes put up 2 scores in the first quarter, I think, without Kamari Brown, who suffered an unfortunate thumb injury this afternoon after school and was unable to play. Oh, no, bad snap by Hampton, and Bluffton's got it. Bluffton's going to recover that ball.
That might be
deep in Hampton territory.
Right there. Bobcats are very able to pinch it in for some points. I do not forget about that. And they have been the X factor in this ball game. I mean, you talk all you want about Aiden McCarthy, but I will say this Bluffton defense has really risen to the occasion here, and it looks like they just forced another turnover. So Bobcats get the ball back. Some other scores around the area. Over at Brooklyn Casey, the Bearcats have a 26-21 lead over May River, and was expected to be a back and forth contest over there, but we'll see if the Sharks can come from behind. High scoring game so far over there at Brooklyn Casey, 26-21. Sharks are trailing. I'm looking for a Bethune Bowman Battery Creek score. Whale Branch to the 14-7 lead over Woodland. A nice start there for the Warriors as they look to grab a win, which would be a pretty nice win if they can hold on over Woodland. They have a 1-score lead over Woodland. as we move forward here. Manning is at Ridgeland. The Wolverines of Wooden. I was trying to remember their nickname. But yeah, the Warriors 14, the Wolverines 7. Manning at Ridgeland, still looking for that score. Hilton Head Christian Academy. JP2 struck first in a long run by Alan Wolf, but after that, Reed McCollum got cooking and a couple of beautiful touchdown passes. EJ helped with a big game, and the defense has been able to force some turnovers. A beautiful one-handed pick six by Langhouse in this game, and an absolutely sensational play. JP2 has pushed back a little, but it's been mostly HHCA. They are up by 20 in the third quarter. Still looking for Hilton Head Prep Bethesda Academy score. Dorchester Academy 21-14 over Patrick Henry in a tight one there. PHA looking to claw their way back. BA up big over Lee Academy. Looks like another big-time performance from Nick Underwood and the Eagles. They are dominating 41-0. And then still looking for some other Skiza scores. Colleton Prep Calhoun, and then Thomas Hayward at Williamsburg Academy alongside Holly Hill Academy at Cross Schools. So, these Skiza scores can be hard to come by. So, continuing to look for those as they come in. But that is what we have at the moment. Bluffton, this is...
Don't know if you saw the play that I turned the camera around for, Wes, but Aiden McCarthy able to find Roman Benjamin for a touchdown. Carnell Warren came to the camera and said something that thankfully I was on mute, but he made a comment about the Bobcats running stuff. And they are running stuff right now in Barnville, 31-7. People starting to flood toward the exits.
That looks like the dagger right there.
Not optimistic.
Yeah, that's a huge score after turnover. And this Bluffton team, I think, has really reached a new level so far compared to what we saw last year. The offense has just found the extra gear, and it really starts with McCarthy. He's becoming so much more confident, and he's just got more weapons to play with. And the blocking has been, impactful and then some so far for Bluffton to get those. To get him time, and it's just been a really well-run offense. And talk about that D, the way they have stepped up on the road. Really, really impressive performance from this Bobcat team, and certainly some stun to Hampton County fans over there.
Yeah, now it's starting to unravel. Hampton just put the ball on the ground again. They got it back, but body language getting a little rough out there. This one starting to get out of hand. A minute and a half left in the third quarter, and I'll be honest, I'm contemplating heading for the car and chatting with you as long as I got a signal, because this one's getting out of hand. You can get out your Sharpie. Looks like Bluffton's going to be number one in the power poll again next week.
Yeah, Bluffton not only number one in the power poll, but strengthening their bid to stay up in the top 10 of Class 4 as they are number 10 ranked, and Hampton in jeopardy of losing that top spot in 2A. Certainly not the showing you want to see from them after they reach that number one spot in Class 2A. So Hampton in some trouble at home against a tenacious Bluffton team. Defense has been spectacular. They are up big as they just scored again. It has been all Bluffton. 30 or 31, exactly.
31 to 7.
31 to 7 Bluffton. In charge at
final
Hampton
seconds
County.
of the third quarter.
Yeah, this one seems pretty much settled at this point with the way Bluffton Z has been playing, and even so, that was a tough hill to climb for Hampton at this point. So it's looking good for the Bobcats to nab a tremendous win on the road and to stay undefeated on the season, go to 4-0, and looking like by far the class to Lowco this football season.
Sure looks that way. Absolutely. And, we're going to get the rest of this little round robin the next 2 weeks with Hampton and Hilton Head and then Hilton Head Bluffton. So, that will be a lot. We're going to the fourth quarter here in Barnville.
Yeah, going to the fourth, all Bluffton 31-7. They lead Hampton County, but building on what we saw last week, what they did against Savannah Country Day, they have been even better in this one. And they're showing that they're a complete unit. And Hayden Gregory, he has delivered so far. really by far the best products that we have seen for Bluffton. Just putting it all together, the defense has just been a lot more refined this year, and the offense has been on point. They will get a tough one or an interesting one at least, and one they could potentially win. They'll go to Lucy Beckham a week from now before they get Hilton Head, and the Bengals are kind of maybe a little down this year. They lost by 7 to St. James. They beat Philip Simmons by 20. That should be a game. Let's see, Lucy Beckham is at Hanahan. See if we can find a score there, but that's who they will play next week. The Bobcats will Bluffton at Lucy Beckham, and then of course after that the Bridge Bowl. And you got to think, as of now, Bluffton would be the odds-on favorite. Although Hilton Head, they are rolling. They have a big-time lead over Hardeeville. They will be at Hampton County, so kind of presents more data for us to use in our rankings of these teams. Interested to see how the Seahawks will do coming up next week. They will head to Varnville, and I'm potentially trying to make the trip over there to be over there a week from today. That should be an interesting one. So Hampton up big, or sorry, Bluffton up big over Hampton County. It looks like that game is pretty much decided over there. We have another score update. The Christian Academy, Reed McCollum with another touchdown pass and a slant, 49-22. The Eagles certainly have gotten right in this one off the bye as expected. HHCA rolling over JP2, 49-22.
Yeah, I had a feeling that McCollum was going to be able to do some damage and pick apart that secondary a little bit. JP2's showing some fight early, certainly.
Yeah.
I saw the Langhals interception pick six. I had the feed up from Buford's zone at that moment and happened to catch that incredible play. Huge momentum swing in the game for HHCA. And, you mentioned it in your preview, but Ron Peduzzi after the bye week, after the retreat week is always a problem, and they looked really good tonight.
No doubt about that. They have shown it off again. And I'm trying to find the number, but it's been at least like around 4 or 5 touchdown passes for even maybe for McCollum. I haven't ran through all the scores, but he has been in charge of this one. And all the worries about HHCA coming off tough loss 2 weeks ago. They seem they're a lot more refreshed. The offense is playing like we thought they would heading into this year. So to get right game.
We thought they were.
Yes.
Saying they are who they thought.
Yes. I heard you that saying them. But yeah, I mean it's going to get tougher for them though. They got Hammond coming in, the class of Skeeza. Skeeza as a whole, they're a dominant state championship powerhouse. So and not much time to really savor this one. Peduzzi's going to get them right back to work next week because they have a gauntlet of a schedule coming up. When you look at Hilton Head Christian County, this is one they needed to get, and it looks like they are well on their way to sealing a victory over JP2. Of course, this is not a region game. They will play again later in the season. These two teams at JP2, but I think right now Hilton Head Christian County is showing that they still have the Golden Warriors number. So for Christian Academy of Hilton Head, after this, they are home again next week, but it'll be a much tougher opponent. As I said, they'll take on Hammond. Then they're at Pinewood Prep for a massive first region game. So that's the one to really look forward to. Hilton Head Christian County, but an excellent start for them. Still trying to get some more info from some friends here because there are still games ongoing that we're trying to get scores from. We may have a guest that might come in, which it could be like a non-football segment. Obviously, this is Lowco Pigskin Live, but Jeff Riley wants to come in to talk about stuff. So if we have a downtime as this show has gone on, he is welcome to join. If he's able to, if Jeff Riley is still listening to this, make sure I assume he has the link. So if you'd like to come on and maybe talk some football and talk some Olympics, you are welcome to to join the show here tonight. This is Lowco Pigskin Live Week 3. And Hilton Head Christian has made a statement. Certainly the Bluffton Bobcats have made a huge statement. I don't guess who else is making a statement. And really, it's no surprise. Beaufort Academy, once again, the Eagles of BA just flexing on them right now. Last I saw, 41-0. Nick scored early, and then Nick Underwood found the end zone, picked off a pass, scored again. They get 21-0. Jace Polk got a pick, and it's just been churning and churning. Scored a Ben Davis before the half, and then Nick Underwood again, a long run. He scores 2 more times to make it 41-0. Beaufort Academy. So as expected there, BA in command, still trying to get some more friends in here to talk some high school football. As people might be at games or traveling back from games, but going through the scores that we have at this moment as we pull it up once again here on week 3 edition of Lowco Pigskin Live. Goose Creek with a narrow 27-20 lead over Beaufort, and this is one the Eagles desperately need. This is a battle between winless teams, so an enormous one over there for the Beaufort Eagles at home. Or excuse me, are they at home? I'm trying to pull it up here. They are at Goose Creek. They are not home. So the Eagles at Goose Creek. They will be home next week against Beaufort, or against Battery Creek rather. As they continue to push and look for some wins. This would be a nice one if they're able to come from behind, but work to be done down by 7 at Goose Creek. Last we checked, we are just ending the third quarter into the fourth, and still looking for another score over there. As mentioned earlier, Bluffton 31, Hampton County 7 in the fourth. That one seems to be all finished in terms of the decision there. Colleton County, a nice performance against Stahl, 18-2. Now 25-2. 25-2 Colleton County late in the third quarter. Chris Myers providing the updates on Twitter. We thank him for that. But yeah, good performance here by the Cougars, and that's just, you expect them to beat Stahl. They blew them out last year, but the defense aside, the defense in the pitcher shot, they only score the safety. That's
right. Yeah, still technically a shutout for the defense, I suppose. But yeah, no, I was a little worried about that after seeing Stahl beat Academic Magnet. But it's good to see that Colleton's defense did what we kind of thought they would in that one, or is doing, I guess. And hopefully the offense finding a little something. This is a huge win for them. They really needed this one. So
yeah, nice to see there from Coach Kinlock and the Cougars. Looks like they are going to put the finishing touches on a nice win over Stahl. So great to see that 25-2 Colleton County in front. Last few moments there of the third. Hilton Head 52, Hardeeville 12. Seahawks in command, but good effort from Hardeeville on the road. I'm going to check and see if we can find some updates for some other scores. As May River and Brooklyn Casey are locked up in a good one. Last update we got was a 26-21 lead for the Bearcats. May River at Brooklyn Casey. The Sharks beat them last year, but
I've got an update on that one, Wes. Started the fourth. It's been how long ago now since I got this? Well, it's been a little while, but 29-28 Brooklyn Casey at the start of the fourth.
So we got a Donnybrook, a tight one over there in the fourth quarter between the Bearcats and the Sharks. May River has been battling late in games. They had a tough loss against West Ashley. This would be a really nice one to win and just have the confidence that they could win a close game and play their strengths and their styles. So that should be a fun one down the stretch over there between the Sharks and the Bearcats. A 1-point lead for Brooklyn Casey is May River inching closer.
Could come down to a kick again. And,
very well could,
and
the
margin is
this could be one where you'd love to see your kicker come through, or your special teams come through, or your run game come through, because they've got some guys who can eat up clock and then find ways to punch it in. And hopefully, May River's able to do that here. Battery Creek against Bethune-Bowman. We are searching for some updates if anyone has one or a couple. Battery Creek taking on Bethune-Bowman. Whale Branch up 14-7 over Woodland. That would be an excellent victory for the Warriors if they can hang on. Very, very impressive stuff so far from that new coaching staff. And, after Jerry Hatcher leaves, you weren't sure what you're going to have. But, man, have they really turned on after getting beaten by Bluffton, which, of course, Bluffton's showing that that's not a bad loss at all, even if you do get blown out. So, Whale Branch, impressive effort so far. Hopefully we can get another update soon from over there.
Good to see Buford's offense finding a little something.
Yeah, this is the first time they have eclipsed the 10-point mark, and they put up 20. So that's nice to see.
Unfortunately, they've given up 27 to a team that had only scored 22 all year. So
wouldn't you know that? Tyleek Isom finding the end zone. It looks like for Buford's. Who else? Smalls had one. So and then Goose Creek led 20-7. Buford scored early to start the game. Braden Smalls on a 23-yard run, but Goose Creek ended up scoring after that on an 80-yard touchdown carry. So an explosive play there, and Goose Creek kind of took some momentum away from that. So, that's uncharacteristic because you would love to see this, especially as your offense scores early. It's like in baseball, you get some run support for your pitcher, and your pitcher blows it and gives up some runs. So, that's tough when you see that happen for a defense that was playing very well.
It looks like Isom has just scored again.
Ooh, we are tied with 1:19 to go.
And we've got an update coming from Stricklander. Stricklander is typing from the farm, so maybe an update.
We have a final. We have a final from over there. Dorchester Academy 28, Patrick Henry 14. He commended their effort, had our chances to win, but the Patrick Henry boys come up short in our first final score updates of the night. It's Dorchester Academy 28, Patrick Henry 14.
Good effort from Patrick Henry. Showed a little something. Stayed in that game all night, and gives me a little hope for them. At least making things interesting in that region.
Yep.
Their matchup with Thomas Hayward is an interesting one. They obviously didn't really bring it to Buford Academy, but they still get a shot at Colleton as well, and they have Andrew Jackson in there too. So good effort from them tonight. Encouraging.
All right. Well, we got some good ones here, and both in the 4A region. We got Buford and Goose Creek locked in a tie game, and we got May River down by 1 against Brooklyn Casey. So the tension is rising over there. So looking forward to getting more updates on those two games. Both of them looking like they will come down to the very end. So Jimmy Searson about to – we were doing this live as we get the feed over there as things happen in real time. So it looks like trying to – hopefully the JJ can find some more service here is traveling home through – the interstates of South Carolina, and you never know. You never know. All bets are off in terms of the cell signals as you drive from Barneville, South Carolina, over back to Bluffton. So hopefully we'll get some more updates from JJ when he's able to come on. But as of now, we will wait and see because we are locked in a 27-27 tie. What an effort from Buford. They failed to score 10 points in the game, the first 3 games, but they have put up 27. And Buford Buford with the interception. They have the ball on the Goose Creek 31-yard line. Oh my goodness, can the Eagles steal one on the road? Can they find a way to potentially win this one with possession at the 31-yard line of Goose Creek, 35 seconds to go? Jimmy, can you tell us who picked off that pass? If you knew who it was, because we are getting some information live here on Lowco Pigskin Live. The Buford Eagles with a massive defensive play as they pick off Goose Creek, as Buford now in prime position to try to get that first win of the year, 27 apiece, and they've got the ball on the 31-yard line of Goose Creek. So I'm not sure how many timeouts they have or how long their kicker would be able to be comfortable in, but I'm sure you'd love to get a couple extra yards and be aggressive and then try to find a way to kick that game-winning field goal and try to steal one on the road, which would be an absolutely enormous win for the Eagles if they're able to execute and pull it off. So chance for Buford to get the dub, and we are tied. Another nail biter. We've got a couple. Buford did. We're trying to find the player who picked it off. The Eagles are in business here trying to win it. Whale Branch is locked in a tie with Woodland. So Warriors tied at 14 apiece. That game is going down the stretch as well. So we've got a couple of nail biters to keep tracking as we get towards the end of this week of football here on this Friday night. Whale Branch and Woodland all tied up at 14. No matter what happens there, terrific effort by this Whale Branch side. Certainly we had our doubts on whether Whale Branch could take this back on the road and win a game against still maybe this Woodland team's down, but there's still a solid squad over there. So that would be really doing something if the Warriors are able to come out and make a statement of their own. As Buford tries to make a positive statement for the first time this year. Maybe they've already done that because they put up 27 when they haven't scored 10 for three separate games. But now you'd love to find a way to get the win. So we'll see if they're able to do it here. And a final from the cage, a final from Hilton Head Christian Academy, final from HHCA. 56 and JP2 22. So a get right game, a get right win for Hilton Head Christian Academy. Nice to see there by Ron Peduzzi and company. HHCA back in the win column. Raymond Middleton with the pick for Buford, which has put the Eagles in the driver's seat here with 35 or so seconds to go. They have it in Goose Creek territory. So we will keep our watchful eye on that one. But as just mentioned, HHCA rolls after getting up an early score. Reading the column, showing off some beautiful touchdown passes. AJ Hop with a tremendous performance. Langhouse with a beautiful one-handed interception that we'll have to show off at some point, either tonight or on Monday when we do the next lowdown show here at Lowco Sports. But that's a final over there. HHCA 56-22 over John Paul II. So a couple of games that we are on pins and needles with. Goose Creek and Bluffton tied to 27. May River down by 1. These are all late in the fourth quarter at this point. May River trailing Brooklyn Casey by 129 to 28. That says half on the ticker, but we are late now. We are in the fourth quarter. And that one as we are as well with, of course, Buford just a couple of ticks left. Can the Eagles win it in regulation against Goose Creek and pick up that all-important first dub of the year? As you see some other scores crossing the ticker, and we're still looking for some more that we haven't seen yet, including Bethany Bowman, against Battery Creek. Whale Branch and Woodland, I believe that one is late. Haven't quite sure where we are in terms of time there. We got Manning at Ridgeland and Bethesda, County Hilton and Prep. Certainly an uphill battle there for the Dolphins, but we do not have the final score there. As we mentioned earlier, Dorchester Academy 28-14 over PHA. Buford Academy, last we checked, 41-0. Looks like they are well on their way to wrapping that one up quickly. And then still looking for some Carlton Prep and Thomas Hayward scores. So Skeeza folks, if you have those that would be a big time help. So Thomas Hayward and what should be a tough one against Williamsburg, and someone checking the socials as often as possible here, if we're able to find that one. So of course that's Thomas Hayward, Williamsburg Academy, Carlton Prep also in action at Calhoun. Both of those should be pretty competitive games, although I certainly Williamsburg seems like the favorite there after what we have seen from THA so far this season. But a big test for Carlton Prep as they are at Calhoun Academy. So getting late here across the Lowco. But back to Hilton Head Christian Academy and our thoughts, or at least my thoughts, watching that game. Give credit to JP2 by how well they played, because they came out with some aggression, and I was really impressed by a couple of those guys defensively. They forced an early turnover, able to strip one, or really mostly just like a bad exchange, bad snap kind of thing for Hilton Head Christian Academy. But they turned over the next play. Wolf scores about a 70-yard touchdown or so, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, JP2. Could this be the game where they break through and find a way to at least keep it close? But Reed McCollum took over, and the defense forcing a couple of turnovers, one of the fumble recovery, and the other. As I said, an interception that you will certainly love to watch in real time, or hopefully get some highlights in there at some point. But after that, it's pretty much all Eagles. And then AJ Hop with a 74-yard catch, an absolute dime from Reed McCollum. He has started cooking again, and this was one that really needed. But it also tells me that HHCA, once again, don't bet against Rompadoozie after a bye. How many times have we said that? It seems like that happens every year. But does that give us confidence that they're going to be a contender in 3A? Still not quite sure yet. Now we'll be telling next week, because they get Hammond right back at the cage, and I mean, you don't expect them to win that game, but just to put up a solid fight and to see Reed McCollum play well, that'll give you a good sense of optimism that this HHCA team has kind of turned that corner, as we see every year. Rompadoozie teams, they'd love to play well in November at the end of the year, so can't take too much stock on how they play. Maybe especially August, but then early September. Once you get after that bye week, they seem to be a whole different team. But on the flip side, it's the first time I was able to see JP2, and I was quite impressed by the way that, leaps and bounds over what we saw last year. And of course, it starts with Alan Wolf. It's crazy what a difference 1 year can make just for a quarterback, for his development and just for his confidence. And it seems like he's a different player who's really found not just the stroke with his legs running the football, but man, that touchdown pass that he threw late in the second quarter, or at least keep it interesting before Hilton Head Christian really pull it off in terms of that run of scoring that they had in the second half to really pull away. You look back to the end of that first half, where JP2 had the ball with about a minute and a half left and did not find a way to score. Just poor clock management by the Golden Warriors with about a minute to go. It was making some stops. There was like a period of 30 seconds where they took way too long to snap the ball, and maybe there was just communication on we need to call it the timeout earlier or wait, and it just felt like they were not on the same page. And it felt like they had to score there, because if you score there, you make it one possession game, 8.5, and I believe you got them all back to start the second half. So, that you got to do a better job in terms of clock management. You got to have your quarterback and your coaching staff on the same page there, because that is a massive moment in the ballgame. Especially when you're able to get a touchdown in the previous drive, you get a stop, but that empty trip right at the end of the half really killed all momentum for JP2, and after that they just could not find a way to continue to compete there at the cage. We get over the rest. Hey, number 4, Hilton Head High, 59, Hardeeville 18. So Seahawks roll, but a good showing by the Canes, putting up 18 points. Especially 12 points.
Especially without Kamari, without your most explosive offensive player. I thought they competed, which was the goal. Compete every play and see what happens. Hilton Head's a better football team right now. They're a good team.
All right.
I don't know if we know how good yet, but we'll find out soon enough.
Stand by for another big-time update from Beaufort, as that one is locked in a 27-27 tie, as the Eagles have it in Goose Creek territory, trying to convert a potential kick or a score to win it there, but we'll see if Beaufort can find a way, which would be an enormous victory to start the season. So this is some clutch time here for Beaufort. Can the offense find a way to produce in a big time situation? And even so, just a great development to see the offense finally finding some scoring opportunities and converting. And just it was not fun to watch the first 3 weeks, but maybe this performance, win or lose, it gives you some hope that maybe Beaufort can find that spark the back half of the season and compete, or at least try to compete. So we will see what happens here with Beaufort and Goose Creek. We just told you a final 59-18 Hilton Head Seahawks. They will head to Hampton County next, as the Hampton County Hurricanes will try to bounce back from a loss to, or looks like potential loss to. I mean, it was 31-7, so you can pretty much score that one. And Beaufort comes up with the win, 33-27. How about that? Beaufort, they lined up for a 35-yarder. It was blocked. Then he said Colton Freeman ran in for a 34-yard touchdown, a wacky finish, but an enormous win.
So he scoops up the blocked field goal and runs it in for a touchdown?
I mean, that's what I am thinking. That is bizarre.
Have you ever seen magic you need to turn your season around?
I mean, that is a gift from the heavens. My opinion, that is
voodoo magic.
Yes. Maybe it's the redemption from that bad or that unfortunate mishap against Fort Dorchester. So they get the luck in this one. What a enormous victory, and what a crazy finish over there at Goose Creek.
Go ahead, but I do have another update that came through. Don't know how much time is left, but May River has taken the lead 36-29 at Brooklyn Casey.
How about that? Some major action coming on here down the stretch on Lowco Pigskin Live. Frantic action. This is what we love about this time of the night as scores start to trickle in. What a win for the Beaufort Eagles, 33-27. A wild finish. Colton Freeman with the touchdown run on a blocked field goal. How often do you see the offense scoring? Normally it goes the other way, like the kick six.
Exceptionally rare. Yeah, exceptionally rare.
A gift from the heavens for Beaufort, literally there, as they get their first win of the season. And I mean, that's momentum building stuff that you need to as you get ready for region play and come back home to face Battery Creek. the offense finally finding enough to get the job done, and certainly needed some magic there at the end, but they will take it and then some.
Unbelievable win there. We'll see if May River can finish off a big win. Colleton looking good. Bluffton looking good. Region 6-4A having a good night tonight. I'm guessing Bishop England. Who they play tonight? You know?
Oh, I will check on that now. Marcus Walsh has joined us from the Nest, where the victorious Hilton Head Seahawks of Hilton Head I roll 59-18. And
They did.
Your thoughts on another strong showing?
It was a really competitive game for about a quarter or so. Obviously, the speed of Hardeeville, they made some, huge plays, but at the end of the day, too much Hilton Head. We gave our MVP to Samaji Robinson, who had a huge 30-plus yard run that, everybody was on his back, and he still was running into the end zone. Jeremiah Walters got into the action. My goodness. Dahlen was tremendous, 44. He did a great job on the ground and catching some balls as well. Renjetsky, obviously a great leader, and he led this team, sensationally. The offensive line made some plays, but there were some mistakes, certainly missed tackles, some big plays given up early. One thing that was key, though, was Hardeeville just didn't have enough to battle with Hilton Head tonight in terms of the numbers, and then the injuries started happening. Several guys for Hardeeville went down throughout the course of the game. Kamari Brown didn't even play. He actually ended up hurting his thumb in practice, and, multiple guys ended up going down. And in the second half, both coaches decided to go 8-minute running clock for the third and fourth quarters, which was the right decision. So I give, Hardeeville a lot of credit. They showed up with a lot of heart. They made a lot of big plays. It's a stepping stone of where they can go. This is definitely a tangible moment for them to think about, what they need to continue to do. And Hilton Head, again, needs to continue to improve play by play, day by day, as I told Daniel Court as well. And both teams will continue to improve. But Hilton Head, despite the mistakes and just the way the ebbs and flows of the game, they looked awfully good. And one thing that I'll say that we really didn't touch on during the broadcast as much, very few penalties compared to other games that we've called. So it was a pretty clean game all the way around as well. But too much Hilton Head tonight, and they're going to be, as we've talked about, just about every day, they're a force to be reckoned with in 6-4A, along with Beaufort, May River, and certainly Bluffton.
They will have the Hampton County. Speaking of, it's been a great night for Region 6-4A, and of course, the Bishops of Bishop England take care of business 48-0 or 49-0, I believe, against Dreyer. So a blowout win for. So I believe that's
indeed.
Bishop England the win, Hilton Head the win, Bluffton, May River still in the fight. They're trying to. I believe they just took the lead, and then Colleton County. So everybody making a statement here in Region 6-4A. But I think the really two stand out. Obviously what Hilton did, but I'm sure you saw Bluffton dominant over Hampton County. But how about the Beaufort Eagles going into Goose Creek and getting one of the most bizarre wins that you'll ever see? A game-winning touchdown on a blocked field goal that the offense scored on. Just somehow Colton Freeman got that ball after it was blocked. I gotta think Goose Creek is kicking themselves after that, because how do you give up a win score after you block a field goal?
Honestly, how'd Battery Creek do tonight?
Have not heard yet. I'm trying to find some scores as we speak.
Because I've got the Rebo Road Bowl next week between Battery Creek and Beaufort, and all of a sudden Beaufort looks like, maybe they found something.
It looks like Beaufort has become the favorite in this one. Hey, Max Araj, welcome to the show. As we got to the beginning of 4 here to talk some more Lowco football. Max, you're a Hardeeville junkie. You love the Canes. I gotta say, it's still a good effort. Still a good effort from Hardeeville. They put up 18 points, including a couple early, but certainly not enough to match the dominance of Hilton Head's offense here tonight.
Yeah, I think Hardeeville has got a strong.
Mark twice if you're in Milwaukee.
Sorry, can y'all hear me?
Oh,
I can hear
you,
you,
boys. I got a final, boys.
Yep, Colleton Prep 34-28.
Wow, great win.
Great win over Capone. Tremendous victory.
Indeed.
Wow.
That is a nice win. That's a 1A contender and a 2A contender in Skiza on the road for Colleton Prep. That's a really nice W.
We said if Colleton Prep wins this game, we're saying that you cement them as a 1A contender. But
100%.
I will say Buford Academy did one better by the way they played it. I mean, they didn't relinquish their top spot. That's all I'll say with how they played.
I agree. Did you see the final on that yet? Or?
Last I checked, 41-0. 41-0.
Right.
Yep. Let's see if we can.
Looks like that was the final.
41-0 is your final. So a shutout win for BA. Buford Academy taking care of business there against the lead.
BA home next week against Dorchester. That should be a good little matchup.
One Skiza matchup right there. They're home, so that might be one that we'll have to have a correspondent get to. I was thinking of heading I might probably still head to Hampton because I haven't seen the Hurricanes yet this year.
I got a final, boys.
Ooh,
the Sharks win on the road, 36-29 at Brooklyn Case.
Wow,
nice. That's a big win.
36-29.
That is a big win for May River.
So, how about
trailing at halftime on the road against a quality
character building win?
Big time.
Tell you what, we call this a statements week. There are a whole bunch of Lowco teams that made a statement here tonight. A bunch of winning teams against some tough competition. Colleton County even. So, really fun night. And Colleton now up 31-16 over Stall with just 2:25 to go. So you can really chalk that one up for the Cougars. And
I told Max
from Barnville. Final from Barnville. Bluffton 31, Hampton County 7, just like I left it.
Wow. You didn't miss anything
there you go. I told Max just a little bit ago, I said I like my crow medium with a side of bacon on it.
Oh, boy.
I'm getting a nice plate of it for calling the Hampton. Really? The Hampton plate. I'll have a nice plate of crow.
Sure. Good performance from Colleton, though. That's a good effort against. Although I'm sure Kinlock would have liked it to be
with a win.
Yeah,
did
Battery Creek win?
Still looking for a score.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Sam, see ya.
Still looking for Battery Creek, how they did. May River 36-29. The Sharks with an enormous win as they get the job done and improve 3-1 on the season. And they are looking the part of a contender in this region. Obviously, Bluffton looks like they will be Bishop England, Hilton Head. I mean, it's all building in anticipation of these next few weeks. But you start to see the contenders that you'd expect, and even Buford getting off the schneid. So, I mean, that's great to see for the Eagles. I still am not totally convinced on them, but that's a huge step in the right direction for Buford.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, and now they get Battery Creek next week, which at the very least should be a game that they have a chance to win. One that you really would they would be expected to win.
So I mean,
and then they get a week off right before they play Bluffton. So I think there's still hope there.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get to 2 and 3 after that start that you had, then it's a completely new feeling and mindset as you get ready.
Could be
the region play.
Yeah.
Things went sideways for Whale Branch in the second half. Zaire Kennedy reporting Woodland 28, Whale Branch 14, the final from Dorchester County.
Darn.
Yeah, Whale Branch with an early lead. They're up a score 14-7, but Woodland finding a second gear late as they rally past the Warriors. Tough one there for Whale Branch.
Yeah, still encouraged with where they are relative to where I thought they would be. And I think they're going to be a little bit more of a factor than was initially anticipated, and it may compete for possibly that number 2 spot in that region.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, I mentioned this earlier. I think you were on the air for it, but just to see the quick growth of that team with the coaching change and moving on from a guy like Jerry Hatcher, and now you see the success that is going on with that program. Best Bluffton team in a while. I would agree. I think you got to go back to the Ken Cribb days. Would you agree with me? The best Bluffton team is Ken Cribb, his tenure?
Oh yeah, I agree completely. They were pretty down there for a few years. It was kind of I think this is definitely the most exciting Bluffton team. I think it's the best team. They showed me a lot tonight. I was kind of trying to be I was trying not to get caught up in it, right? And get caught up in the hype, and so I was really trying to be kind of not pessimistic, but just guarded about getting so excited about this team. But seeing them tonight, the speed they play at, the way that McCarthy, his poise in the pocket, his ability to sense the pressure and extend the play until somebody can get open, and then the rapport he's got with receivers. Even Amari just being there a short time, they've got a really good thing going. And he barely missed a couple more throws tonight. Now, with that said, Hampton had chances. Rafe Sullivan just missed a 42-yard field goal early, and then Bluffton got a field goal. And then, again, it was right before the half. It was 17-7, and Hampton was driving. They had a 4th and short situation. They lined up like they were going to kick a field goal. Bluffton called timeout. Riverboat Rob sent the offense out. They ran a beautiful play action. It was wide open and just not quite enough air under the ball, and a step too far for the receiver. And it's a turnover on downs when it could have been 17-14 with just a few ticks in the half and Hampton getting the ball coming out. So, some momentum plays like that really swung things, and then the snowball got rolling downhill, and the body language went sideways, and it was a defeated team at that point. But
sometimes it comes down to a few plays.
I'm not out on Hampton in
any
way, shape.
That's a really good Bluffton. I mean, Bluffton is showing that they're just
Bluffton.
I think that's the main takeaway. Now I think Hampton, you'll be interesting to see how they respond, because they got Hilton Head, another 4A team, and that's a game where you'd love to find a way to battle at least to the end with, if not find a way to win. But I mean, Hilton has been showing some prowess as well. So Hampton's got their work cut out for them. They got a week to shake this one off and prepare for another 4A squad in the Seahawks. So challenging your schedule is good. I mean, you learn a lot from it, and I'm sure they'll be raring back to go for another week over in Hardeeville.
One thing I didn't note earlier, but Cordell Hawley did play sparingly tonight, and
good.
On the ball some. They're working him back in. So
that's great. That's very
it was
important.
mostly Gates, but Hawley got some work in there as well. So that was good to see.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Terrific stuff there. Is get some little background music somewhere over there, but Bluffton is showing some electric offensive ability, and I think I said it in the pregame show or last night. Don't sleep on the defense, because there are impact players all across that side of the ball. Man, they deliver in a big way. Against the Hampton County offense, Jaden Singletary and friends over there they built something really potent these first few weeks. But Bluffton has shown that they can play some D. It's not just the Abe McCarthy show. They've got a defense that's growing. That could be trouble for some other opponents at the classification, especially in that region. But Javon Livingston chiming in. Chris Langhouse, we mentioned him earlier. I talked about that one-handed pick six.
Yeah.
And he also returned a fumble for a score, I'm guessing later in the game.
So I've got more on Cress. Just came through over text from Matt Smith, defensive coordinator at Hilton Head Christian. Called it one of the best defensive performances in Hilton Head Christian Academy history.
I'll tell you what, it's I know it's a Friday night, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard to beat him for Defensive Player of the Week. I think
So here's what we got. We got a pick six. We got 3 fumble recoveries, 2 that he forced, 1 back to the house, and he scored a touchdown on offense. So we made
unbelievable.
POW.
Yeah, he could. Where do you
ultimate for sure.
Like where do you? Because I mean,
we'll have to figure out where to gerrymander.
Yeah, I mean that's your decision there because like you don't want to deny him the defensive player of the week, but all the same, like he could be the ultimate player of the week too.
I think you could definitely give him the ultimate.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see all the numbers.
Certainly he looks like a front runner, but certainly a lot more that we have not seen yet from these other teams, and we'll have to crunch all those numbers as the week goes on. But certainly major props to Chris Langhouse for a memorable night for him and for the Seagull team. We talked a lot about the defense finding ways to grow up alongside reading the comment on offense, but I mean, the defense really fueled it in many ways. Even though McCollum was sensational, the defense did their part and forced a couple turnovers. Of course, it was Chris Langhouse at the forefront, so keep an eye on that name. But, there were others. I mean, I was there for the first half, and it wasn't just Langhouse. I thought the defense played well as a whole, and I'll give you some other names that stood out on both sides. Hudson Factor, a freshman, was really impactful defensively at linebacker. I was really impressed.
Great name. Tremendous
Yes, he was a factor.
Hudson
He was a factor.
All name team.
Oh, I mean, you can't ask for more than that. Hudson Factor. And then Caleb Altizer, the sophomore.
Altizer.
He came with a fumble recovery and also made some tackles on defense. And then back to the other side of the ball, Finn Ussery, senior, excellent in the return game, and he got some touches offensively. That's a guy that you'd like to rely upon because Hilton Christian is still searching for that running game, and I think they have something here with Ussery in a couple of different ways, and he plays defense as well.
I believe it was Finn's 18th birthday today, if I'm not mistaken.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday
on his mama's Facebook.
Nice.
But Max,
happy birthday, young man.
Your thoughts as a guy who may have doubted him a bit coming into this JP2 game. Are you back in on the Eagles after this one?
I think my confidence in them has come up a bit. I still need to see what they do over the next 2 weeks. Bark. He can't hear me.
I feel like we're hearing the teardown situation over there.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Max isn't with us. He headed home.
That's strange because I can hear me.
Yeah,
Max is not on site anymore. He headed home. He's got an early start tomorrow.
Sure.
He's on the road.
Sorry, Wes, go ahead.
You're hearing somebody else.
I can hear Max very well. I'm not sure what is happening with everyone else.
It's probably what I've got going on.
Okay, yeah, I'm
around me. Tearing down.
So it might be easier, but Max is saying that he's a little higher in HHCA from what he's seen, but time will tell. Especially the next 2 games will tell a lot. Hammond, he's a powerhouse this week at the Cage, and then the big one against Pinewood Prep. It's on the road.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's a huge one.
But but some positive signs from Reed McCollum and the way the offense executed. And Joey Opp has become that go-to wideout.
He's a dude.
70-yard touchdown pass, beautiful throw. The Cage was rocking. It was a military appreciation night, so all the students were dressed in patriotic gear, and the pep band was playing patriotic classics, all the military music. So, so it was a very busy and rocking Cage tonight.
Well, fellas, I'm gonna I'm gonna head out for tonight, and I will see you guys on Monday night to recap everything.
All right, thank you, Max Araj, who was live at the Nest alongside Marcus Walsh as the Seahawks cruise to a win over the Hardeeville Hurricanes. So still looking for a couple of scores, mostly some Skeeza scores, as we round down things here tonight. A great night if you're a 6-4A squad. They all won, it appears, all 6 of them. They all made statements. In terms of all those on a whole, I think Bluffton was the most impressive, but I think Beaufort was an important one for them. And then May River, I guess you could say theirs was as impressive as the other 3 or the other 2 that you mentioned.
Without question.
I told you. I think some of you said May River's going to win easily, but Brooklyn, Casey go 0-2 now, 0-3. You know, you knew they were going to put up a fight, but how about the resolve of May River to come from behind? You know, we talked about this, how well they play with the lead with the football, but the way they came from behind and won, I'd like to see some more details about who came through in terms of the offense. I assumed it was one of the running backs who took over as we've seen before. BA is having a good season, certainly right about that. They are off to a phenomenal start. They won again tonight. BA is looking like I think that they might be the favorite in 1A. Williamsburg will have their say in that as well. They played Thomas Hayward, and once again, trying to find those scores. We're looking for, I think we only have a few more left. I think Thomas Hayward is one of them. So they played. Okay, we have a final there. A final score from Williamsburg Academy against Thomas Hayward. Williamsburg 40, Thomas Hayward 12.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Bummer.
I was afraid of that. That's a really good Williamsburg team, and Hayward's not there yet.
Does anybody need any of these?
Don't know that they're going to be there, honestly.
It's getting more worrisome.
It's just they just don't have the depth they've normally had, and you know, and Tony can only do so much, and Gibson can only do so much. It takes a lot of guys to win football games. I don't think they have the numbers that they need right now.
Right.
It's a shame. I mean, it's been
the program has been perennial contender champion in 1A football, but
they're not there
this year. But it's looking like BA.
They were Mark Twain, Tom Sawyer for a good while there. The rumors of their demise were premature, but man, it seems like this is going to be a tough year.
And a rarity at that, because they haven't had tough years.
It's been very rare. They've had a couple, like 1 or 2 over the last couple of years after Nick Shuford went to BA, but it's gone south for them this year for sure. Yeah, looking for Marcus Walsh in the dark over there at they
just shut the lights down.
We got a final from Waldenboro.
Literally in the dark.
Happy homecoming in Waldenboro. Carleton County on the board, 31-18 over Stall.
Yeah, 31 to 18.
There you go. I like my crow medium well. Bacon and French fries on the side, please.
All right. The Cougars with the dub.
Congrats to the Cougars. Adam Kinlock's been working really hard with that team. Congrats to them.
Sure. Class act. He certainly is. Great kid. Awesome kid. He's having a great year. Tony O'Banner. And, you know, it hurts because, like, Tony O'Banner's had a great career there. You hate to end it on a little down year for the team as a whole, you know?
Yeah.
because
and that's kind of what I meant when I said it's a shame. It's just that, man, you know, like, and, you know, there's a lot of drama in the offseason about would Tony go somewhere or not. And sadly, this is kind of bearing out why that was a question, you know. Just because is he going to get lost this year in kind of a slog where his film doesn't look like anything because it's just he gets the ball every play. Everybody knows he gets the ball every play, you know.
Hey,
so
JJ, I'm I'm going to interrupt you for a second. I'm going to sign off for now. We're on the move, and
Yes,
sir.
I'll maybe be on in a few minutes from the car. But if
getting close to the conclusion here of
Yes, sir.
cool.
Well, then-
Be good, Marcus.
But
I'm going to take off. You guys have a good weekend.
Be well,
Yeah.
Marcus. Drive safe.
We will.
And one more final I just came across from the afternoon delight in Sea Pines. Bethesda Academy 47, Hilton Head Prep 0. So,
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was expected, certainly, but that's tough. It's a tough time for them. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you just go back to the start of that season. You don't get that full game against BA, and not only that, but it kind of fell off for them. And then the St. Andrews game they should have won, but that was, I mean, they didn't play that one fully, but even so, they should have at least tied or ahead at halftime, but that didn't happen. And now you're going up against some really good teams, and it just doesn't get easier. I mean, it doesn't get much easier for them. Their schedule is just, I mean, they got some games. I'm
They do.
certainly don't like, I'd love to be optimistic, but it's hard to see a win right now. At this point. I know Dylan Christian is possible. Dylan Christian is possible.
Yeah,
but,
and I don't know how they have Christian Academy in Myrtle Beach on there.
No, they have Augusta Christian, they have PD JP2, St. John's Christian, which could be a winnable one as well. So really,
Possibly.
yeah. But there's still some time. But I mean, if they can get things right and start to improve some parts of their game, Dylan Christian is winnable. No doubt about that.
So is Battery Creek the only one we're missing?
Ridgeland as well.
Oh, Ridgeland as well. I can probably find that one.
But still trying to find a couple more here before we wrap things up. But all in all, great night, of course, for Region 6 4A. Great night for a couple other squads: BA, Colleton Prep. Some more comments coming in. Somebody lost 31-7. You have Hampton County. Hilton Christian. The issue is Reed McCollum is the run game. They don't have that Speedy Robinson or another guy that can excel on the ground. So you'd love to have the extra guy who can provide in the run game. And they, from right now, it just doesn't seem like they completely have that. And yes, Buford definitely need to win that. Run the heck out of there out of Goose Creek and take that win all day with the craziness that came with the kicks, the kick six, but the offensive kick six touchdown. Because you think of the Auburn kick six and where the defense scores it, but this time it was the offense. So
unreal.
Yeah.
Just unreal. So I was looking for that one. And I still haven't found that Battery Creek score, and I'm hopeful for them tonight to get it done. Ray Alonso intended to cover that game, and he had something come up. His daughter Emmy, our friend Emmy, hit a deer, and luckily nobody was hurt. Car was a little banged up, but she was shaken up, and Daddy needed to go help her out. So no worries, we told him, and hopefully the Dolphins got the dub tonight. But I do have a final on that Ridgeland game. Manning wins big, 52-6. So the Jags did get on the board for the first time this season, but they're sitting at 0-4.
52-6, Manning over Richland. Right. Yep. So just Battery Creek and then the Cross team as well.
Oh yeah. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, I still don't see a score reported for Battery Creek, and let's see if we can find Cross. Let's see. That's volleyball. So I guess that's the only one. I'm gonna guess it didn't go well for Cross, but it's based on the matchup. But we shall see. Maybe they pulled off the miracle of the night. We're gonna have to extend the show by 20 minutes to talk about it. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll see. By the way, I still have announced sponsors, so I guess it's a good time to do that. And I'll tell you what, Mickelson Law Firm will be happy about the Hilton PIGSKIN Eagles because they're our presenting sponsor of the Lowco Sports Lowdown, the Lowco PIGSKIN Live here tonight, and have been with us since the very beginning. We thank them for all that they have done, calling them for all your legal needs. Of course, our all-star sponsor alongside Mickelson Law Firm, Marcus Walsh, part of course, WHHI-TV, our fantastic partners in local sports journalism, the only television station devoted exclusively to covering the Low Country. You keep up with the latest news on WHHI, available through Spectrum, Hargrave, or you can stream it online at WHHI.com. We got Hudson Seafood on the docks, place for seafood, sunsets, cocktails on the island. Presenting sponsor of Under the Bus, which just aired last night. Lots of NFL college talk and miscellaneous stuff as well. New episodes I assume we'll go back to Tuesday next week if all goes well.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Twinge and Twombly, our new sponsor, personal injury attorneys. They're a rare name, but they provide remarkable service. And HHI Windows and Doors. You can count Coach Billy Barron, former coach and state champ of the Hilton Head Prep Dolphins basketball squad. He will improve your view of the Lowco. And then our final two sponsors, Revenants Wrestling, official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of Lowco Grind, and Jay's Barbershop is the place to be. Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. So rounded up all of them except for a couple, but
I got one more. The Raiders of Holly Hill, 52-18 over Cross. So again, progress. I don't think Cross scored 18 combined in 2 games against them last year. So that's something. There's something there.
Yeah, some building blocks for sure. And you go back to last week by how they played. I believe they get. I think they get them again before the season ends, and that's a winnable game for them. So, no doubt. We saw on the wrong side. Unfortunately, it seems like they have been. I'll tell you what. There were years where they were a solid foe to Hilton Head in that region, 838 or whatever it was back then. But they've fallen off a bit. And of course, another big props to Carlton Prep on that win, 34-28. That's a grown man win right there. I mean, that proves that's doing something. They are looking the part.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being honest, we've been impressed with their bounce back and the way they played the last 3 games, but those were all games they were supposed to win.
Right.
This was a game that this was a true toss-up type game between 2 potential state championship contenders in Skeeza and 2 legitimate quarterbacks. Colt Layton is the real deal, and Cale Owens appears to be as well. And it sounds like it was a great matchup. I wish I could have seen that one tonight instead of Bluffton kind of dismantling Hampton County.
You never know. Sometimes, of course, you get good ones that turn out to be not so close or not so exciting. Then you get some, the ones that you think will be meh. End up being great games, so you just never know. That's what makes it fun.
You never do know. I remember a Battery Creek Ridgeland game a couple of years ago that neither one of those teams won very many games that year, but that game was epic. I mean, it just had everything and came down to the wire, and the emotion was high. And you just never know. Sometimes that game between the 2 teams that really just need a win to salvage something can turn out to be the most emotional, exciting game of the season. So that's what you love about it. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you're leaving early and getting home early.
Yeah, that's why I always fear leaving games because they're 14 to 18-year-old kids. You never know what can happen in minutes or a couple minutes or so. Things can change rapidly.
I got to be pretty sure. It's not going to happen before I peace out. You could tell tonight in Varnville that Hampton was a defeated team after that last touchdown, and just they believed coming out of halftime that they could still win the game, and you could see it kind of deflate and the body language starting to turn, and you start getting snippy with your teammates, and you could tell they were done for tonight. But no doubt they'll bounce back and be ready to try to take it out on Hilton Head next week.
I will
be a good one.
Most likely be there for that one. Varnville's looking forward to seeing the Seahawks and the Canes match up But yeah, let's round up the scores one more time and kind of give our final thoughts about week 3. Well, try to get a Battery Creek score, but no guarantee if we can, get that one. Yeah, still efforting there. Beaufort, massive win on the road in dramatic, crazy, wild fashion. 33-27 win over Goose Creek. And a much needed victory in just insane fashion there for the Eagles as they get it done. I mean, they are thanking the football gods for that one for sure. Colton Freeman, the blocked field goal offensive touchdown to win it. Bluffton dominates Hampton County 31-7. Really impressive performance from the Bobcats of Bluffton. Colleton County 31-18 over Stall. Excellent win for the Cougars. Hilton Head all over Hardeeville 59-18. May River pulls out a nice one on the road 36-29. They go to 3-1. They beat Brooklyn Casey. Battery Creek, Bethany Bowman still away in that score. Woodland gets by Whale Branch. They rally from behind to beat the Warriors 28-14. Manning 52, Ridgeland 6. Hilton Head Christian Academy 56-22 get right win over JP2, but a good effort by the Gold Warriors on the road. Hilton Head Prep falls 47-0 to a really good Bethesda team. Dorchester Academy 28, Patrick Henry 14, but a nice effort there by the Patriots. BA rolls to stay unbeaten 41-0 over Lee Academy. Colleton Prep with a tremendous road victory, 34-28. They beat Calhoun Academy. They are rolling ever since that opening loss against JP2. Williamsburg 40, Thomas Hayward 12. The Rebels are trying to find it right now, but no luck so far in 2025. And Holly Hill 52, Cross Schools 18. So I guess that brings us
one more for you.
Boy.
It's a happy homecoming in over in Burton tonight. Battery Creek 57, Bethune Bowman 14.
All
Creek,
right,
turning things around in a big way. I'm telling you, they played that slog in the mud against Hilton Head Christian, and they didn't play especially well, but they played a tough game against JP2. Had that one within their grasp, and then one play did them in at the end on Inhabitant's 75-yard touchdown run. They played a really tough game last week against a good Keenan team, and this is a good statement for them. It was statement week. It's a big statement that Creek ain't done.
A ton of our squads made statements. No doubt about that. That was a great term to describe it because a couple teams came in with some big opportunities, and a lot of them delivered on them. A ton of them did. But yeah, 57-14, Battery Creek gets the dub there. And that'll bring us into our final takeaways of the night. What have we learned from a very busy week and crazy at some points week 3 of action?
I mean, Bluffton is they're the real deal. They're really good. They're a complete football team. They're solid all the way around. They were very physical tonight. We've in the past talked about them as a bit of a finesse team, and I think that that label still fit up to a point, but I don't think it does anymore. They're a physical team. They're big and strong up front. Their receivers are extremely physical. Carnell is a specimen. Amari was almost uncoverable tonight. He made some big plays. And then Roman Benjamin is always late in the weeds. And so, McCarthy looked really good tonight. He made great decisions. He didn't force things. He put the ball where it needed to be. In fact, AP dropped one that I think he was right on the sideline. It was on the far sideline, so it was hard to tell. But it looked like he was trying to make sure he stayed in bounds so he could score. He didn't want to step out of bounds, and he got too worried about his feet and kind of short-armed it. But no, he had a huge night. They were just really good all the way around. And then I got a couple stats on Bay River, so I'll throw a parting thought out there on them as well. Slot T doing its thing. Everything was on the ground. Tony Cooper had a touchdown. Andrew Johnson came back. He had 2. Sean Mitchell had 2 and a 2-point conversion. Tom Dyer estimating over 400 yards of offense all on the ground.
Nice.
Hudson Tanner had a couple huge punts to flip the field and a blocked field goal. And Charlie Crace with a strip sack to secure the victory. Jackson
Nice.
Miller, a forced fumble in the fourth quarter as well. 3 total forced turnovers for the Sharks tonight. Big win on the road.
Big shout out to Buford. What a resolve after scoring under 10 the first 3 weeks, coming out with not just a 33-point performance, but an enormous win to get yourself just a new sense of optimism after things were going the wrong direction quickly. I mean, just one win can completely change that whole mindset as you get ready to come back home and host Battery Creek. So love to see the offense stepping up, and despite a couple of hiccups from the defense, they were able to do enough to beat a Goose Creek team, which is tough to do on the road, especially when you're having second thoughts about yourself and how you could play. So credit to Bryce Lab and credit to that team for stepping up when they needed to, and that could be like a season-saving sequence there, the season-defining win in the right direction if they are able to build off of it and get another win next week and maybe transition it into region play. So a whole new conversation for Buford, which is fantastic to see. And then Carleton Prep is they're for real. That was the take we were thinking that we would see if they're able to knock off Calhoun. They did, and just a really well-run, well-oiled football team that just learned a lot from that first game against JP2, and they're looking primed. Collision course is looking what we're going to see between them and BA, which also is rolling big time as well. Of course, you got Williams Academy in the week on the other side, so it's kind of shaping up the picture. Playoff picture is shaping up. Stock down for Thomas Hayward, stock up for Carleton Prep and Buford Academy right now. Patrick Henry, don't count them out entirely. They fought, but certainly doing from them.
I'd say stock slightly up from at least my feelings about them after tonight. I thought they played well. Battery Creek, happy for those guys. Battery Creek Buford game looks fun now next week.
Indeed.
It's as competitive it's probably been in a while. I'm still optimistic Buford can turn this thing around. That was a good win tonight. Really good win.
I kind of think that one win can really tip the scales potentially in the other direction, or at least be that positive spark that could turn things around.
I saw that they posted. Joy Peeler posted the video of the last play on Twitter, so I can't wait to go watch that and see the crazy block field goal, scoop and score on offense by Colton Freeman, wrestler by the way.
Yeah, no play.
And that's.
I mean, that's all instincts. I mean, you got to be quick to pounce on it, but like, how often have you ever seen like? I'm just trying to think of just football in general at any level.
It's very rare. It's very rare.
Yeah, just incredible kick six. The offensive version is Buford wins in absolutely ridiculous fashion, but they will certainly take it and a lot more, and then some as they get ready for a showdown at home. But we are wrapping up week 3. We look ahead to week 4, and we got some intriguing ones on the docket. Buford at home. It's Battery Creek. Bluffton unbeaten 4-0. They head to Lucy Beckham for an intriguing road matchup with the Bengals, former region foe. So that one will be fun to keep track of. Lucy Beckham against Hanahan. Let me see. I haven't seen a final there, but that'll be a tough test for them. But certainly riding high after that Hampton win. Carleton County is at Stratford. Hilton Head, of course, at Hampton. Seahawks and Canes. Seahawks and Canes for the second straight week, but different the other.
Yeah.
Whale Branch is at Philip Simmons. Lee Central comes to Hardeeville. Canes get home. Richland is at Burke. Hilton Head Christian County hosting Hammond. The Skiza Powerhouse next week. Patrick Henry at Bethesda. So a tough road trip for the Patriots. Thomas Hayward hosting Faith Christian. They need to get right and try to get a win there. BA, an underrated gem of the game. Dorchester Academy, BA at Lee's Island.
That's good old. That's a good old football game right there.
Yep.
That's going to be a good one. Great atmosphere at Merritt Field. That's a good bet right there.
Mitchell Donnybrook there. Colleton Prep hosts Clarendon Hall. They are looking tenacious right now. And then Cross Schools at Palmetto Christian rounds out week 4. So there you have it. A very successful week 3, very successful statement Friday night for a bunch of our Lowco squads. And the table is set for, as we get closer to midseason, get closer to region play, we're starting to see things take shape a bit and a lot more excitement looming.
Yeah. This is when you've got a feel for what everybody's got now, and you start to see who's trending in the right direction and making progress, and who maybe is not and going in the wrong direction, and you're rooting for everybody to figure it out and find some stuff, but. You want everybody to have success, obviously, but in competition in sports, not there's a winner and a loser, but no, it was a good night. It's a good week. It's always good when you see teams get off the schneid. I'm really happy for
getting those first
Battery
wins.
Creek, Colleton.
The emotion, especially the bus ride home after that first win.
The best.
Yes.
Oh, that Buford bus is live tonight after the way they snuck out of there with their hides, but and just got off the schneid. So, no, good night, man. Great job running point.
Yeah, always a fun time.
Enjoyed my night in Hampton despite kind of a downer of a game.
Hopefully I will bring better luck, or maybe as a Hilton Head fan, maybe I don't bring. But it should be a good
either way. Bring a more competitive game.
I want to see a close game, and it should be. I think it should be. But that's week 3.
This one was not uncompetitive until
for sure.
Until the second half. But Hampton they did not execute well tonight, and I know their fans were really on the coaching staff. They wanted them to throw it more, and it was there. But they were trying to pick their spots, and they used it in a big spot, and it was there, and they just didn't execute it. They probably could have. I was wanting it too. I mean, the Bluffton safeties were playing real shallow, and they had their eyes in the backfield, and it was there. I was thinking, man, if they popped a play action here, it's there all day.
Yep.
And they probably waited too long and used it on 4th down and didn't connect, and then. And it just unraveled after that pretty quickly, and that's what Bluffton could do to you now. They had Hampton playing scared of leaving too much time on the clock at the end of the half, and they ended up managing it pretty well, but they had Bluffton in their head, or had Hampton in their head about that, and that's what Bluffton will do to you, because they can really strike fast.
When they live rent free in your head like that, things can certainly snowball quickly sometimes. But Bluffton looks like they are the class Lowco. I think they are clearly the number 1 team, and they proved it going to Hampton County and getting the dub. But there you have it, week 3 in the books here on Lowco Pigskin Live. We appreciate everyone who is commenting and giving us score updates to help us through the exciting journey that is keeping track of everything that goes on. And now we get to do it again next week, and on Monday we will get to talk more and get some highlights and dig even deeper into the Lowco football. So always a fun time. We thank Max Araj, we thank Marcus Walsh. They did great work tonight from the Nest, Hilton Head, Hardeeville, and of course JJ tagging along with myself here tonight. And we will see you again on Monday night for another episode of the Lowco Sports Lowdown. So, Max Raj, Marcus Walsh, Justin Jarrett, I'm Wes Kerr. Until next week, we thank you for watching, and go Lowco.
Go Lowco, baby.